Everybody. I was ranting on tonight. You probably can see with my same shirt on. I just had a lot of ideas that I think about a lot. And I need just to catch up on them, I guess, here and there. This is an interesting subject. I wonder a lot, like, about happiness. What is happiness? And I don't know. And I say, some people say, just be happy. I've never understood like what it means just to be happy. And I can't just be happy. Maybe I think too much that it's hard for me just to be happy. But you know, am I the only one that thinks like that it's hard to be happy? That happiness you have to like work at like a lot. I mean, granted, I'm every day that you wake up and it's a good day, right? That you're here, that you're still physically and mentally have your capabilities, and that's wonderful and that's great. And there's moments I laugh and I enjoy things, and those are happiness, right? I find that like laughing is happiness, and I try to laugh a lot. I try to laugh. I try to catch comedians, and I like that stuff. I try to be funny. I don't know if I'm very funny. I try to make other people laugh because I think there's nothing more pure in life than, to make someone laugh is just great. It's such a joy to hear somebody else like really laugh and enjoy what you're saying, because I know that's happiness, is laughing, and maybe that's what makes us humans. That they say it's because we can produce art, which I get. I think producing art and telling stories is what makes us humans. And there's a lot of other things too, but storytelling is one of the big ones. But it's happiness, what is it all about? So I'm not happy all the time. I'm not happy that much, I mean, maybe it's because it's the way of the world's like, there's so much negative things that you see in the world going on, and there's so much hate, and there's people that hate each other for like, I don't know, pretty superficial reasons. And maybe you just take all that in, and it's hard to take in. I mean, it's really hard to comprehend all this hate, and that's a weight, because I try to be a positive light. I want people to be happy. And maybe I'm a pleaser, I don't know what that's all about. I like when people are happy. And sometimes it feels like it's like you're a candle in a storm at the edge of an ocean of darkness. And you're trying like hell to be bright, and cheery, because other people look at you. At least, I'm kind of a public figure. People know me. People see me, and I want people to be happy. But I also want you to know that happiness is tough. It's something I struggle with a lot. There's some days I wake up and like, I don't want to be here. And I mean, that's not bad. I'm not saying I'm trying to like, I'm not just going to cry for help. It's not my point in saying that. But I think, do we all feel that some way sometimes? That like, man, it's just, the weight of this place is just so hard and crushing. It's like a pressure, right? When you go under the water, and the deeper you get, like if you take a bottle in the water and you seal it on the top like a plastic bottle, and you drop it down, it like crumples like when you go down, that pressure. And I don't feel that pressure like all the time, and I try not to. But and I try to find the simple happiness. I love my daughter, and I get to hang out with her, and we have a lot of fun, and watching movies together, and television shows, and listening to music, and teaching her about things that I know, and teaching her about the world, and that's what I find important. And I find that's happiness. Hanging out with my parents. I love my parents very much, and they're still alive. I'm blessed to have my parents still alive. I'm old, and they're even older than me. And that's great. That's wonderful to be able to hear their voice and talk with them. And I find that to be happiness. But it's weird that, like, at least with me, my brain like doesn't want me to be happy. It's like it wants me to be productive is what it wants me to be. And I've learned to find that happy fine line between, I have ADHD, which I've probably said a million times. Everybody's heard it by now, but I try to find that fine line of keeping myself busy, because if I stay busy and I stay focused and I love something, that I get dopamine and I feel better, right? I know this is chemical in my brain, and I don't want to, and I don't take any medication either. Teach their own. I don't knock medication. I don't deny it. Whatever works for you. If you're happy, more power to you. But it's it's not always easy being happy. So maybe other people struggle with this. Maybe I'm not alone. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people just wake up in the morning and they're just, woohoo, I'm happy, 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 happy. I put that face on, but no, I'm not happy all the time. And the older you get, and I am a single older person, so you realize that maybe you're gonna just die out with nobody else around. Maybe I'm gonna be that old grumpy man that just ain't finding a bed someday. I know that's a morbid thing to laugh at, but I don't know. And people say, you just gotta find happiness. You just gotta be happy. On that note, for people to say that, I want to say, something derogatory to you, but because I just can't be happy. And it's so degrading tell somebody, just be happy, just smile. You should just be happy. Do you think people really want to be depressed? Do you think people really want to be hating themselves? Do you think people really want that voice in their head telling you you're a piece of shit? Do you think people want that? Do you think you choose that? That's what's crazy. People think that there's a litany of things in the world that people think they make choices on. You choose to be this way. Oh, really? Oh, really? Really? Maybe I choose that. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, choose it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for belittling me and telling me it's my own fault, right? I hope I never tell somebody. If I ever told you that, I am so sorry, because I was ignorant to the fact for a very long time, and now I understand it a little bit better. It's happiness. I think about happiness a lot, and I think when we're happy, that's when stuff comes to us. That's when beauty comes to us. That's when those great ideas come to us. When we just think about the world, or I say we let the weight of the world go, and we just be. And that's my happiest, when I just be. I mean, when I say just be, like just be. Sit there, disassociate, and look at the universe. Love to look at the universe. I feel so small when I look outside at the universe and I look up at the stars. And that scares people. That's what a lot of people scares people. That's what, makes them unhappy, is thinking about the universe and the size of the universe. I think about it all the time. I think about black holes all the time. I think about the vastness of space. I think about the emptiness. I think about, what can we bend time? Can we get out there? And those thoughts, to a lot of people, that would be depressing. I don't know. I'm not religious either. Maybe that has something to do with it. People are like, well, maybe if you had religion, you'd be happier. Hey, I think religions can do wonderful things, and I think there's some great religious people out there, and I have no problem with it. I'm just don't follow any. Been to a lot of churches and stuff, just not my thing. Didn't give me happiness, that's for sure. I guess you got to do what you got to do to be happy, within the boundaries of not abusing somebody else or yourself, so to speak. And if you can find happiness, man, grab onto it. Grab onto that warm, hot moment of happiness. Jeez. Yeah, warm, hot moment. Pink Floyd said it. Life is a warm, hot moment, and death is a long, cold rest. Right? So there's no evidence for anything else. Might be an afterlife. Might be heaven. Might be hell. I don't know. But what I got right now is what I got. So you should enjoy it. That's what I tell myself. And I also find, little things that help me is get out of bed, get a shower, brush your teeth, do all that kind of stuff, look human, go outside, get some sun, get some exercise, and eat. And eat food, like not sugar and donuts and eat some, make some food. Take some time, eat something that's good for you. It'll make you feel better. Diet makes me happy. Thank you for listening into this now to talk about happiness. And this isn't like a call for help or anything. This is a discussion about happiness between, me and you, the viewer, and things that I think about a lot. I'm in my head a lot. I have these conversations with myself a lot. I don't like talk to myself, but I think about this stuff. I have thought experiments. That's what I consider them to be. And I often wish that I was happier, and it's a seasonal thing, too. We live in Ohio. At least I live in Ohio. Maybe you're watching this from outside Ohio. And Ohio is gray and rainy and cold, and you're going to be tough to live in Ohio. We are the Rust Belt, yes, because we're an old steel industry towns, whatnot, but and the rubber industry. But we're tough people because the weather sucks. It does. It's cold. It's rainy. It can be frozen half the year, but it's tough to be happy in Ohio, so you got to find happiness when you can. Find happiness in this time of year, fresh fruit and flowers, and nature hikes, and conversations with your friends. Find a good group of friends. But yeah, so I guess the question is, do you struggle with happiness? What's happiness mean to you? I wish I knew, huh? If I could bottle happiness and it wasn't like addictive and it didn't harm you, pop that stuff in a bottle, man, you can make a lot of money on it, huh? Everybody wants to be happy. I don't think anybody wants to be, not happy. I know I want to be happy. God, I want to be happy. I mean, I am happy. I find happiness. I just find it, like, what is it? Ignorance is bliss. I'm not saying people are ignorant that are happy. That's not my point. But it was his line in the Matrix movie. But yeah, I just sometimes maybe it's just I got to dig for happiness, but I'm okay. I can't be the only one, right? That's why I made this video. It took me a couple years of thinking about doing this video. I don't want to make people think that something's wrong and this is a cry for help. It's not. This is a cry to not a cry. This is just to show you that, hey, I'm human and so are you. And a lot of us are like this, right? I can't, like I said, I can't be the only one. So maybe this helps. That's why I did it. Maybe I should use my my name and who I am and what I am out there in life and my visual presence to tell somebody else out there that has maybe problems with happiness. And also I have ADHD, and that also affects my happiness cycle as well, So for those folks walking with ADHD and understand that, you really got to work at happiness. I got to force myself to go out and do stuff. And I will be happy if I exercise and I go out and do things. I will be happy, and I know it, but it's so hard. If you're like, well, you're just lazy. I used to get told that all the time. I am not lazy. I am very, very productive. But sometimes, okay, imagine I'm a Jeep, right? I can cut through anything. I'm just mud flying, but sometimes you get stuck and you spin and you spin and you spin and you just throw mud and dirt all over the place, and you need some help to get out. And maybe you have a built-in jack and you can get yourself out in a winch, but you need some help. You need to stop. You need to rethink things, reassess things, and pull yourself out of that rut and get moving on. So that's when people say you're lazy. Well, I'm just stuck right now, okay? It's not my fault. And understand that you may be watching this, you're the same way. Maybe you have ADHD or you're on the spectrum realm somewhere, which I love spectrums. Spectrum is what it is. There's nothing wrong with being on a spectrum. It's, what is perfect, right? What is the perfect human? Who is the perfect human? Who is the perfect mental fit human? What does that mean? I don't know. Do you know? I don't. I know I'm probably meandering on, but it's about happiness, and it's about my struggle with happiness, and maybe I'm sharing this with you and my struggle with ADHD and happiness. And it's not always easy to find happiness. And, I wish it could be, I do wish I had more happiness sometimes. I smile a lot, and it is, you have to put on a happy smile or a happy face or whatever. You don't go out in the world and be like, leave me alone. I try to smile all the time. For that matter, a smile can change someone's day. A compliment can change someone's day, change someone's life. Man, be nicer, be kinder. So how do I make myself happy? I try to keep busy, try to take my vitamins, eat well, get some exercise, get some sunlight, do things I enjoy. Trying to get caught up in like the negatives in life, tune out of the bad media, pay attention to what's going on in the world, but don't focus on it. Don't watch news 24/7, because you can't change that stuff, and it just makes you angry and mad. And find some friends. If you don't have friends, I don't know, find some friends online. Go out into the world. I mean, say hello to people. If you have relatives, say hello to your relatives. Be thankful for things you have, I guess, and that makes me happy. But I do struggle with happiness. Maybe you do too. So maybe this helps you. I don't know. I don't know where to go with it. I mean, I'm trying to give you all the pointers and tips that I have. And people are always like, don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, I am very hard on myself. I'm very, very hard on myself. I do a lot. I make a whole television show every other month and film it and edit it and host it and all that stuff myself. And when I get done, I do feel a sense of accomplishment, but it's like, I want more. I want to reach more people. I want to have a bigger voice, I guess. Maybe that makes me happy. Maybe that's the dopamine rush that I ride, is getting my voice out to people and maybe helping people out and telling stories that people aren't hearing. Maybe I make you laugh. Maybe I make you cry. Well, I don't want to make you cry. I mean, I don't know. If I can make you cry in a film that I make or a story I tell you, I guess I'm doing my job right. But I don't know. I'm saying a lot because I didn't script this. I didn't write this down, and when I talk to you on this camera, I'm talking off the top of my head. That's just how I focus. That's how I work. I think about it all the time. I think too much. A Stone Temple Pilot said something like that in one of their songs. I think too much. But hey, the world needs thinkers too. And the stuff that I think about, most people would freak them out, and that doesn't freak me out. But like the thoughts of everyday life kind of freak me out and scare me. So I think about black holes in the universe because maybe I'm more comfortable there than here on this planet. Maybe I'm not from this planet. Maybe I'm from another planet. Maybe our souls are from another planet. I don't know. But we're all flawed humans flying through space at ungodly speeds, trying to find something. Trying to find happiness, I guess. And I guess for that matter, if you find something that makes you happy or something that get your blood going, whether it's a passion, it's not harming somebody, it's not harming you, it's doing good for society, or it's maybe a person that you really appreciate in life. Hold on to that moment. Hold on to happiness, because happiness is not what the movies tell us, and you don't live happily ever after. Happiness is tough. Happiness you have to work on. Oh, happiness. I don't know. So, I mean, if you watch this and it's inspired you and you waited all the way through this long video, thank you for watching, and I needed to get off my chest. But how do you cope? What do you do? What makes you happy? Let me know on the comments below, and subscribe to my channel too. Subscribe, like it, helps me out. I want to do more content. I think this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, is talk to you. I don't know. I want to talk, and I have something to say, and I see things, and maybe we can help out. So to recap here, happiness. Happiness is hard to come by. Happiness is you got to work at. Happiness isn't a magic pill. Happiness isn't happiness is something that's inside of you that you got to work for and you got to bring out. And I hope you find happiness. I really do. I want you to find happiness, and I want you to be happy. I want to be happy. We all want to be happy. Who doesn't want to be happy? But go out, find something that makes you happy. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that ignites your soul, something that's good, something that's better, something that's good for the world, something that's good for everybody. Find something good that ignites your soul and get your passion going on. And thank you for watching this segment of Blue Green's World.